But without further ado, thank you guys so much for coming in to our fourth Genesis Pass AMA, wherein we talk about the future of jobs, Brass Synergy, and the upcoming Genesis Pass that we are releasing. This is also an opportunity for us to ask questions from the co founders itself, whether it's a question about career or the NFT that we're about to release. Feel free to send it in. And if you are one of the lucky engagers that we have, just rock and rolling, just vibing within the community, we'll be able to put you in to the NFT raffle, wherein you will have an opportunity to actually win a Genesis Pass. But yeah, without further ado, let's talk about some sneak peeks or art that we may have, Brett.
Yeah, so we are continuing to be able to develop the art. We are in communication with the artist and his team. So they have actually started production on a bunch of different things, and we'll get into some of the initial specifics to be able to grow.
All right. So in the future and probably in the next following days or weeks, we might have some awesome sneak peeks for you guys. And anything that you'd like to share, Brett?
Yeah, so a couple of things that I can be able to share is that this NFT that we will be releasing is part of a larger vision and plan that we have. And the idea is that the more of these initial NFTs that you accumulate, the benefits will end up stacking. So, for those of you that are looking for a potential investment, there's opportunities there. For those of you that are buying into the platform and are actively asking a ton of killer questions around what we're building, there's tons of utility there. And then from a pure customization standpoint, I think you guys will be blown away as we continue to release a little bit more on a weekly basis around what we're doing for this NFT, but also the broader vision.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And also, other topic that we could talk about is what are the communities that you are in talks with, or anyone in the team that are in talks with, for potential partnership, potential big things.
Yeah, so I'll start with that. So I know that there's been a couple of questions with regards to Web3 versus traditional business and who are we being able to interact with. So I'll start on the traditional business side. You guys may have heard of Microsoft, Tesla, Amazon, Google, uh, Coca-Cola, McKinsey and Company. I'm actively talking with people at those different businesses. So that way, as we continue to build, you get the benefit of individuals that are looking to either hire or use the platform or just provide value because they want to be a part of it as we continue to grow. On the Web3 side, we're talking with several Solana NFT communities, just trying to be able to create different partnerships. Really, some of the OG builders that we support that are bringing Web3 to the masses, as well as those other individuals that are in Web3, whether it's an exchange or media companies or gig to earn, work to earn tasks platforms that we're also in talks with to get specific benefits for our NFT holders and community holders. So that's just a couple of things that we are working on right now and in the future.
Awesome. Like, we are building a lot, guys, and those are the things that are going to help you get a career in Web3. So that's insane, insane value. But yeah, I saw Ryan unmuting.
No, I wasn't muted at all, actually.
Oh, all right, all right. So, but yeah, that's basically it that we have on our agenda. But we have tons of questions from the people as well. So, I think we could get started on that. First question from Dev123 Cool is, how does Braz leverage artificial intelligent technologies within its platform, and what specific functionalities or features does AI enable?
I think that may be a James question. He can be the best to answer what he's built within the bot, and then as it continues to be able to roll out what he's got in his brain for what we can be able to do with it.
For sure. Yeah. Thank you so much. It's a great question. So currently, what we have in the bot is we've built an agentic system um, that I'll break that down a little bit. Basically, we have AI agents that we utilize multiple different proprietary um, models. You know, OpenAI, Claude. We have some open source models that we use, such as Mixtral, Llama 3, etc., for a number of different tasks. And each of these have agents that utilize these models to conduct different tasks for us on an automated basis. They do it all on their own. So, for example, if you see all of the jobs that come in, that's an agentic system that is finding these jobs, um, categorizing these jobs, and bringing them directly to you from the greater internet. Um, all sorts of different job listing sites, etc. We bring hundreds every day directly to you into the bot. That's an AI agentic workflow. We have that same type of system for identifying new opportunities, hence why we integrated TaskOn, agentic system, integrated that entire system for us directly into the bot. We have many more other agents in the works for news, community events, many more different types of gigs, etc. Basically, an agent for any type of opportunity you can think of in Web3. We're going to have one specifically that has the responsibility to get that information and bring that directly to you. So that's kind of like the base is we're building a base of AI agents that are going to be able to do things directly for users on our platform, starting with consolidating this data retrieval, etc., and bringing it to you. But as we build it out into the future, these AI agents won't just be for our bot in terms of getting information and bringing it to you that way. They will be turned into individual personalized assistants that will be dedicated specifically um, for you to get them to do those type of things directly for your needs, your wants, the opportunities that you're interested in, the jobs that you're interested in, and then be able to do work. Mark, could you mute your mic for a second, please? Thank you. Then they would be able to do work on your behalf using that information. So if you have jobs that you are interested in, um, you have opportunities that you're interested in. It knows that you're interested. Your personalized agent knows that you're interested in that. It would be able to, for example, fill out those applications for you. It would be able to submit your resume, submit cover letters. It would be able to go on to different platforms such as TaskOn and help you complete gigs, help you complete tasks, help you get points, help you get into these reward systems. in a much more streamlined and efficient manner. Think of it as I mean, it is quite literally your own personalized assistant, directly via our bot and via your Brass Synergy profile. So and that's just, I mean, that is literally, though, just scratching the surface on the types of things that we are building, and that we're going to build. And that's just for the consumer, that's for you guys. All of the other things that we're building for enterprise solutions that are going to absolutely change the way people conduct business, how they hire people, how they find talent, not just for you, but for companies, for organizations, for governments. Even there's so much that we're working on, and it's all built around that type of system, though. Agents are the future, and we're the place where the future of work. So we're building those systems for you and for organizations.
Yeah, thanks, James. Yeah, no, and I just want to kind of piggyback a little bit on what's, kind of a little bit down the road. I know that was a great explanation from James, so I'm not going to try to overload you guys too much. But we're also have things in line down the road for like an AI guidance counselor, for example. Something that like once you upload your resume to it and you start looking for jobs, you could actually see if you're missing skills or need to improve on skills. It will actually tell you what you need to give yourself a greater chance of landing that next job or even your dream job. And if you are missing something, you'll be able to go into our academy, which we're going to build out in the future too, and actually learn those things. So, while we are going to be the future of work, where you're going to be able to find Web 2, Web 3 jobs, full time, part time, contract gig work, contract work, things like that. There's a whole other side of this that we're building out too, guys, which is why it's taking us, you know, quite a bit of time to put everything together. We're doing everything very thoroughly and making sure everything, um, you know, goes in phases. And most importantly, to make sure we got the AI right, because that's what's going to increase your chance for everything and is what's going to make everybody's life infinitely better.
Heard all those things, and that's only just from question one, right? Well, then question number two is same person, by the way. What happens if you hire somebody through the Brass Energy platform and you're not happy with his or her work?
I'll take this one at first. So, um, are you meaning if you get hired by somebody on the platform, or are you meaning if we hire somebody on the platform as Brass Energy hiring you? If you could just clarify that in the chat, then I can continue.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at it as a, let's say I'm the employer and then I hire someone from the Brass Energy, and let's say I'm not satisfied or happy with this quality of work. So what happens there? That's his question.
So if he's being hired by you, Mark, the employer,
Mm-hmm.
so everything goes into a smart contract. So before work begins, if you're doing freelancing work, you guys will agree on what things have to be met, what parameters have to be met. When certain parameters are met, money is released along the way. In order for money to be released, you both have to sign off that you are happy with the work. So you basically say, I, the freelancer, have done what the employer has asked. The employer, in turn, says, yep, the person has done what I've asked, and then money is released. Um, Much like Fiverr or Upwork, there will be a certain amount of edits that will be part of the project. So the employer will be able to have a chance to ask for tweaks and edits and things like that, but everything will be in black and white. So it's not like the employer can say, "Oh, I wanted a website." Um, like in a contract, like, "Oh, I want a website, maybe like green background or something like that," and then you provide that, and then the employer's like, "No, no, I wanted red, so I'm not going to pay this." It's clear, it's in the contract. You wanted a green background, a website. You both signed off that you wanted to do that. You provided that work, so you'll get paid. If that answers your question, I'm sorry.
Yep. How about for Brett? Because I saw Brett's comment around that as well on the chat.
Yeah, Ryan gave a great explanation with it. The whole idea was to try and be able to solve several of the issues that we have seen firsthand. Whether we've done jobs, whether we've hired people on various platforms. And this kind of ties into what James was talking about with the AI agentic system. So, one of the things that we've experienced firsthand, and I'm sure you guys have whenever you've been applying to jobs, is that 99% of them are not relevant. And so, by having this AI agentic system and really this full ecosystem, what we're doing is we're leveraging AI and blockchain to not only source these opportunities, but verify the users within them as well as the opportunities themselves, and then match you with them. So, going far deeper than simply, I'm looking for a community management job, being able to understand the individual and the business at such a level because of the data that we can be able to gather to know that maybe you're someone that likes working in a startup environment because you're interested in a combination of a little bit of salary with equity or tokens, or you want to have more of a say, for example. Or maybe you're someone that likes to be in a business that is a little bit more established. Both are viable paths, but the type of person that flourishes in those environments is completely different. Or maybe you want to be able to work with a specific type of manager, or whether it's from a personality standpoint, from a language standpoint. And by being able to gather all of that in your profile, we're going to be able to have so much more information. So when you go and hire somebody, whether it's for a background or a full time position, the degree of confidence it's so much higher. And then when you combine that with what Ryan was talking about, which was the proof of funds, having a full escrow system with a proof of funds, it allows everybody to have a much higher degree of trust and really automate the entire process.
Yeah, that's great explanation, Brett. And I just want to. I see just a couple of questions that popped up here that are very similar in the chat, so I just want to address them really quick. Um, as far as the one about applying for a job on other platforms through Brass Synergy profile, or can Brass Synergy help me secure a Web3 job? Yeah, that's what our whole thing is. To be quite honest with you, it is to help you guys and bring jobs to you. You don't have to go to different platforms, put your resume all over the internet anymore. You come into Brass, you sign up to the bot, you put your resume in there, and based off your resume, jobs will start finding you. So if you're, for example, if you have an example, let's say your background is in website design, uh, you put in that you're interested in that, and jobs will start popping up in your DMs, showing you all sorts of design jobs that are available. If you're more on the freelancing or gig side, where obviously that's all like type of contract work type things. As you're working, we will be building out the bot to actually be looking for jobs for you while you're still doing your current task. So it's like you can stack tasks, you can stack jobs if you're good at that, if you're good at multitasking, to where it's not you have to do one at a time. You could have a couple lined up and you could be working on them. So it's a continuous workflow for you guys, and there's no pauses, there's no interruption in pay, anything else like that. Uh, from a full time or a part time stance, because that will also be something that will be curating towards you guys. It all goes back to the digital resume. So the more your digital resume is built out with specifics, and you pick those fields that you're interested in, the more jobs will be refined and sent to you. And not to get again too far ahead, but the academy is also something that will help you as well, because you could have right now your background could be website design, but maybe you don't want to do that anymore. Maybe you want to be a community manager, or maybe you want to do something else. We will have courses where you can change what you want to do and apply to jobs in the future for those as well, as we continue to build out.
Yeah, and also I just wanted to touch on one great thing about our bot and the ecosystem we're building, um, is for our Genesis holders, you will have access to all of these features and many more specific AI features that will help you do everything Ryan just said, um, in a much more automated fashion. You will have your own AI assistant that will help you on each of those things. Uh, Bringing the data to you, or bringing the jobs to you, bringing the opportunities to you, organizing them, sending the offers to clients, helping you respond to them, helping you understand the client at a deeper level, so that you can provide a better service. Helping you, if it's full-time work, helping you actually apply for jobs in mass, across the board with jobs that you'd actually be interested in. All of these things that take a lot of time kind of can be automated away, so that you can focus on actually doing the things that you really want to do, which is providing a great, doing good work, and doing the things that you love to do. And you won't have to spend so much time in the minutia. You'd have the AI assistant doing a lot of that for you, and that's going to be lifetime benefit for all of the Genesis holders.
Yeah, that's a great explanation. And Mark, I'm going to share my screen for a second because I think this will really help kind of solidify a lot of these questions with regards to the ecosystem. I see a couple of comments with regards to LinkedIn integrating with other platforms. So this is kind of peeling back the curtain a little bit so that way you guys can be able to understand what we're doing. So this is a very high level phased approach with what we're building. So right now, everything that James just explained is in phase one, the AI agentic system, and he's just touching on the surface. The idea being that all the data that the bot is gathering and the feedback from you guys and from partnerships and companies that we're talking with are feeding into the bot as well as our algorithms. So that's allowing us to get more data. So when we launch this marketplace with the escrow system we were talking about, one, we will have demonstrated over a period of time that we can be able to understand you guys, be able to match you with opportunities, and do it faster, better, cheaper than anywhere else in the entire world. And that's why we're taking the time that we are to build it in a methodical way. That then allows us to go into phase four, where we can be able to do that same thing on an enterprise level. Like the whole vision with this is imagine a world where, with the touch of the button, you spend a half an hour to an hour, you create a full profile, and then that becomes everything you ever need to do to work in any industry. If you want to be able to find opportunities, it knows this is what you're going to be attracted to. It will automate the entire application process, take your data that's all fully verified, personalize a resume and a full application to a job, send that to you, and the only notification that you get is company XYZ is wanting to handle an interview. And because that same information is going to the company, we're streamlining the interview process. So it's not a 3-month interview process. We can turn that into hours, which makes your life easier, the company's life easier, and we're able to grow overall together. Now, the
Yeah.
other thing I will talk. Go ahead,
Oh, sorry.
James.
Oh, sorry. You paused there, so I just wanted to add the biggest thing there that Brett talked about, I think personally, which I think is amazing, is that yes, we're matching you guys with jobs that you're interested in, but because we would understand you and we'd understand the team and the company that we're matching you with as well, we're not just matching you based on your interest. We're also matching you on their interest. So then when we match you, we're able to show them this person matches everything you're looking for as well, right? To the organization. So a lot of that guesswork will be taken away, because from a hiring manager's perspective, I've been a hiring manager for different organizations over the years. And one of the hardest thing to do is sift through resumes and find people that and it's always a shot in the dark. You're just throwing dart, and hoping you hit something. But this takes a lot of the guesswork away from both sides. You're able to have your uh, profile with us. We get you jobs that are connected with your interests, align with who you are, align with what you want to do. But then on the other side, we're taking the guesswork away from the hiring manager because now they don't have to think as much. Now they know this person is exactly aligned with what we want. Let's set up the interview. So it's yeah. I just wanted to say like it's a pretty remarkable thing. That alone is going to change. I don't know, like everything. It's so cool. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Brad.
No, you're good, James. So the last thing I'll touch on is that as this continues to get built out, it's really giving you the benefits of these three primary models all in one spot. And the reason why we are, and I've seen some questions in the chat about how are we differentiating from a LinkedIn or an Upwork or any of these other platforms, is from a talent sourcing standpoint, we're unifying everybody. So what that means is that we're appealing to both Web 2 and Web 3 users. And you guys are already seeing that in the bot with the opportunities that are in there. We're looking at this where the world is completely different. You can make a full-time living on your computer. You can find airdrops, bounties, test nets, giveaways, alpha hunters, as well as full-time opportunities and freelancing platforms. But because we're appealing to so many different users, our audience is significantly bigger. So what that means is that if you're looking for opportunities, you can find things that you may not even know existed. And the same thing to companies. They're looking for talent to be able to solve different problems. They're not necessarily looking for full-time people. They could find somebody that's a part-time person or a contractor or a group of people that can do that job better than one single person. And then from a verification standpoint, the reason why we're differentiating and we're building all of this into here is we're verifying people based on education, work history, and skills. But really, what this is doing is we're allowing people to join with a history. So I know somebody asked in the chat previously about how are we going to attract businesses and customers. If I can tell you that you've built up a business on Upwork or Fiverr or Web3 equivalent platforms, I can be able to say, let's take all the history and the goodwill that you've built, but I'm going to let you keep more of your money. I'm going to send better opportunities to you. And I need you to spend 10 minutes worth of your time. And if you buy this Genesis Pass NFT, you get lifetime access and benefits for cheaper than what you would pay for a year subscription on those platforms. That's the benefit. And then that leads into the matching that we've already talked about, to where because we're understanding people and businesses at such a deeper level, we're really helping the entire value chain. Because for us, we look at it as it's not only finding people the right opportunity at the right company, it's also within the right team. I'm sure you guys have experienced it where you have a really bad manager or a really bad boss or a really bad coworker. The company could be great, you could be doing the job that you want, the pay could even be good. But if we can go and identify different ways to be able to understand people, we can avoid those problems altogether. Or we can be able to show a business this person deserves so much more of an opportunity. And these are the problems that you're having because it's a personality clash. And so that's kind of how we're bringing everything all together. And I know I've went way over, Mark and Ryan. I'm sure you have a bunch that you want to be able to add, but I feel like that'll help understand what we're building, where we're going, and why we are taking such a methodical approach to this. Because when we do it right, the impact is basically immeasurable at that point.
Can I add one thing before, and Ryan, please, I'm sorry, just let me add one thing and then take it away.
No, man, you're
Uh,
fine. Go ahead.
I just want to say, like, when people are asking, like, if the question is around, oh well, what about LinkedIn or what about these different social platforms, like, the main difference, you really have to not think of us as another LinkedIn, as another Upwork, and that's because of what we are doing. We're actually solving the problem. Like, these other platforms are exactly that, platforms. Yes, we are building a platform. We're going to have a platform. We're going to have a network. You can go make posts. You'll be able to do things like that. But that's not solving the problem. These platforms want you on their platform to just spend time on their platform. They want you to be a content creator. They want you to post your resume. They want we like, yes, that would be cool, and we want you to have all of that on our platform, but we're solving the problem for you individually at a deep level, not to just get you on a platform to create content or something. We are trying to get the opportunities and make you successful in your endeavors. And then the same with the business clients, get them successful, because when the our network becomes successful, when we are solving that problem of trying to get them the opportunities that align with who they are so that they can be more comfortable in their job and do better work, they're going to be more successful, then our network's going to be more successful, and that's how we're going to differentiate ourselves, because we are focused specifically on the problem and solving that specific issue. And once we do that, on how we can make our network actually successful and not just get more content, get more clicks like a lot of these platforms do, or get more percentages and more sales so we can get that 2.5% or whatever these platforms get for commission. We're really focused on making you successful so we're successful. Our success is your success, and that's really what differentiates us from everybody else.
Yeah, perfectly well spoken, James. And the one thing I also want to point out too is, I saw somebody popped up, how are we going to be different from the Upworks, the Fivers, like you were just touching on, James. One big thing, guys, is those type of jobs really focus on you finding the work, where we're doing that part for you. So you don't have to, you know, contact somebody and, find out everything that they want to do in their project and everything else like that. That's just going to be there. It's going to be sent to you. Where, let's say I'm an employer. I have a small business, and I'm like, hey, I need my website designed, and I want my logo on there. I have my colors already. All this type of stuff. I already have my colors set up. I already have like a slogan, all that type of stuff. I put my job up on my on Brass platform. It's going to go to the people that are best suited for that particular job. And when you see my job there, it's going to say, Ryan's looking for this. He has a small business. He has a website. These are his brand colors. This is his logo. From there, yes, there will be a small part of communication about getting on the same page, but all the jobs are being brought to you. You don't have to go searching for them and clicking around the website and things like that, looking for something. um, Not even competing with people. Like some of these platforms that have you spend like, you know, uh, multiple points. I think it's how Upwork works, where it's like you can get yourself to the top of the pile and things like that. And there will be some effort to do that with Brass too, but it's not going to be upon like spending a lot of money to get you a job. It's just going to be like, nope, you fit these qualifications for this person. That job's going to be sent out to everybody, and then really it's just going to be honestly about a first come first serve. If you are the first person to see it and click on it, and you're the first person to contact that person, and they like what you're offering, you're going to get the job. But yeah, it's all about us bringing the jobs to you and not you having to search for the jobs.
Next question is that's just number question two, and answering some questions that we have from awesome people, by the way. But the next thing is, I think this is a question that was asked a few moments ago, but this will also answer other questions as well. Gabriel Fernandez asked, I would like you guys to explain the unique features of your NFT project and how it differentiates itself from other NFT platforms in the market.
Yeah, I'll take that to be able to start. So with our NFT, you can think of it like an all access pass, meaning that you've heard about what we're building within our ecosystem, the AI agentic system, the various algorithms, the full matching, the career planner, guidance counselor, analytics, reporting. As we continue to be able to grow, users that hold a Genesis Pass, they will have lifetime access to the platform and they won't pay any transaction fees or placement fees. So think if you could be able to go, because we're just using it as an example, if you were hiring people and instead of paying a 20% fee, you hire somebody for $100,000, instead of paying $20,000, you don't pay anything. That's one of the main benefits of the Genesis Pass. And if you think of it in a couple different groups, so for those of you that are looking at it purely from a speculative investment, by being able to have the Genesis Pass, you're going to have access to what's called the Genesis Club. So all of these communities and companies that we're talking with, we're trying to create deep partnerships. And what we're doing is we're giving exclusive resources to those that are a part of the Genesis Club, and then a little bit else to everybody. So, case in point, I was on a call this past week with a fund manager where the minimum investment into their fund, excuse me, the minimum investment that they put into businesses is $500 million. Their emphasis is on AI, machine learning, and they're looking to back big, big companies. They've created algorithms with billions of data points, and being able to have a session just like this for 30 minutes with their CEO, their head of engineering, their head of AI, who has direct connections with C suite of OpenAI, for example, being able to have access to them and ask questions, being able to talk to some of the biggest names in the space and pick their brain on different things. Like, if you guys have noticed, there's a lot of businesses out there that when you ask tough questions, they're not wanting to be able to answer them. We have no idea really what you guys are going to ask, and we're trying to be as transparent as possible. So accessing that Genesis Club gives you that benefit. And these are people that it would be tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to have a half an hour sit down with them. So that's one of the big benefits. The other would be passive income opportunities, because we want to reward our community. So as we continue to be able to generate revenue, we're going to be dispersing that to people within our community that hold the Genesis Pass. Then on the platform itself, you not only have lifetime access with the 0% placement fees, but when you post your job or you post your profile or an event, they're the highest priority within the bot and within the ecosystem. So right now, if you post a message, it's going out to over 500,000 people. And we've done that with $0 marketing spend, no VC backing, really just bootstrapping. Right now, we're in talks with several major platforms and have tentative agreements with them that once those are finalized, will take us to over 2 million users. Again, not a full platform built, just being able to show exactly what you guys have seen. So how quickly would it take for you to get your message in front of 2 million people? Good, bad, or indifferent. And that's, as we're starting to be able to develop this Genesis Pass and the ecosystem as a whole, what we're building. And keep in mind that, as I talked about from the beginning, this is just scraping the tip of the iceberg. That's leading into a fully customizable NFT in the future that is going to blow your mind when you start to see the personalization that you can be able to have and how unique it's going to be in the ecosystem as a whole.
All right, thank you so much, Brett. That actually answers this question. We have honestly a lot of questions here, and we have plenty of time left. Um, I'm looking at some questions that are, so
Hey, Mark, can we get to your if you wouldn't mind, because
sure.
and I don't know where you're going with this next, but I know your question 8 that you posted before. That
Hmm.
person's been waiting for a while, and I know there's some other people before that, so I don't know if this last question that Brett answered helped answer that, or if you just want to continue in order.
Yeah, actually, that fast track most of the questions that we have. So we're going to question 7 now. This is just a small question from Blue. Will there be a DAO in the future? A decentralized autonomous organization?
So there are plans to have a DAO, yes. Uh, but in terms of the execution of that, we want to be able to make that transition over time. So as you can imagine, when you're starting a a community, you're going to have a set group of people and they need to be handling the execution of it. And then as time goes on, being able to get more and more decentralized as we go. So that is our plan as of right now. And we're in talks with several other DAOs that have made that model work.
All right, that's nice. That answers your question, Blue. So yeah, we're going to the question 8, which is for Eleng. This is a question around the Genesis Pass NFT. So she's asking, what are the benefits of the Genesis Pass NFT, and what are the things that we should do to maximize the use of it as soon as we got it?
Yeah, so I'll take this one, guys. So a lot of the benefits we went over already, such as free access to the platform lifetime, no placement fees, no transaction fees. I think one of the biggest things is it will, there's two really big features to an NFT. One is you'll be able to once we get to doing a token down the road, when we create one, it will help mint a token, tokens for you. So you'll be able to, kind of farm your own tokens at a small percentage of that. I think we set it at about up to a max of 2.5%, and that will help you earn some tokens that way for holding as a reward. Another thing that will happen is that um, if you decide to buy more than one NFT, you can actually stack the benefits. So, for example, one of the benefits is advertising. Um, you get, I believe it's $1,000 worth of advertising credit, and for each NFT you stack together, that will multiply. So you could actually use it as a nice little flip. In all honesty, maybe you buy a couple NFTs when they become available, and then because each one has $1,000 of credit attached to it, you can then turn around and sell that to somebody that's looking to actually use thousands of dollars worth of advertiser credit, and you could actually hold it for a profit. So that was one big benefit of getting the NFTs early. Um, Outside of that, though, a lot of the benefits aren't going to happen until the platform becomes live, like we talked about, to take advantage of the other benefits. And I'll let Brett or James or anybody else elaborate if they'd like to.
Yeah, so I'll just jump in really quick. There will be several benefits available at launch, which would be like the Genesis Club, the passive income opportunities, the priority within the bot, the 0% transaction fees and placement fees, exclusive access to different events. You'll have more of an access to us. So there'll be private Discord channels and things like that. And as you saw on the screen before when I was sharing it, as we build out those further phases, those benefits are only going to grow. But day one, you will have several benefits. And the idea is that the value will only continue to increase as we build out the ecosystem.
All right. I hope that answers your question. Sorry. I hope that answers the question, Eleng. Next question from Dev Collet. This is a great question, by the way. So, how do you plan to support the underbanked and unbanked population in developing countries, particularly in the light of government efforts to implement strict regulations? For instance, in Nigeria, the government is concerned that the cryptocurrency is contributing to the devaluation of the local currency. So, how will you, well, basically, how will your product cater to the needs of the individuals from these regions and address the regulatory challenges possessed by the posed by the governments?
So, a couple different things here. The first is that we are probably taking more of a compliant approach than other businesses, I will say, in that we are working hand in hand with some of the top legal firms in the entire world that have a global presence because we want to be able to take these issues seriously. And we want to be able to make sure that anything we do, we don't jeopardize the long term growth of the company. So, what I mean by that is you guys can actually look up the firm, Wilson Sonsini. That is who we are working with. For those of you that aren't familiar, they have handled several of the compliant, they were the first company to handle a Reg A Plus offering for crypto. They were the first firm in the world to be able to offer a security token offering, and they've handled the IPOs for pretty much every major tech company that you can think of, like Tesla, Apple, things like that. So, from a regulatory perspective, we're taking a lot of their guidance to be able to make sure that any any hiring decisions work through kind of the local country that you're hiring in, as well as where we are operating. That being said, the whole purpose of this was actually to create opportunities for those people because we're looking at this where, as the world gets smaller, having a localized hiring model, meaning that you are hiring directly in your own country or your own state, is not as efficient as being able to hire worldwide. We believe that it should be purely democratic. It's not whether you're male or female, do you have a college degree, what is the color of your skin, what any sort of distinguishing factor. It's is this person the right person for the job? Are they legitimate? Are they verified? Is it legal to be able to hire? That's what I need to be able to know. And so, from that aspect, we're actually working for those countries and for the individuals that are in those countries. And then the last thing I'll say is we're actually a part of the Global Anti Scam Alliance. So I am working hand in hand with Blockchain Unmasked, which is a like a forensic blockchain firm, to where we're trying to be able to clean up the space with regards to fraudulent transactions. So whether it's people being hacked through drainer wallets or being able to not report income and things like that, but we're working with regulatory authorities. We're actually creating a global report to be able to get different governments to adopt blockchain as a way of being more transparent rather than less. So, unfortunately, I can't get super duper deep into the legal side of things just because I'm not an attorney, but I hope that that answers your question with the serious that I know that it takes.
To say something because I saw him moving. All right. I think we're going to answer the last question from Dev123 Cool, which was sent recently, and then after that we'll spin the wheel for the winners from last week, right? For the weekly AMA. So his question is: considering Brass goals to transform job recruitment and placement via decentralized platforms, what are the potential societal impacts you foresee if such platforms become mainstream? How do you think a business or a businesses and individual job seekers should prepare for such shift in the job market dynamics?
Yeah, that's a great question. And that is honestly the whole reason why we started this. Several years ago, when me and Brett first started talking, about 5 years ago, I guess it was, uh, we started seeing a shift in the way jobs were, uh, I guess, being presented, or were continuing to be presented, I guess I should say. It was all about job boards. It was all about, um, you know, put your resume everywhere, hope to find a job, be a needle in the haystack. We wanted to build a platform that simplified that, which was more about bringing the jobs to you guys, like we talked about earlier. Um, the impact in the future is, I think, pretty clear for the most part. Is that, Web3 is pretty much the future. I think we all know that. Freelancing, work from home, remote, whether it be full time or part time remote, whether it be nomading, whatever it might be. That is just the way it's going to be. We believe very strongly in the future. There's a lot of data to back that up, that we have found. We have, you know, I'm trying to think of the best way to say this. I apologize. There is, a large opportunity in the remote field, because there's going to be roughly about 50% of people or more in the next few years working from home. And as jobs and businesses continue to want to scale down on the amount of people they want to hire, because it just saves them money. Uh, to be honest, I came from that side. I understand what it's like to hire somebody and what it costs to bring in an employee full time, pay for their benefits, pay their wage, and everything else like that. Um, and in today's world, we see that businesses want to scale back, and they're looking at people that can do contract work where they can hire them for a few months. And then, just continue to hire them and keep those relationships moving forward as they need them. Um, it gives a huge opportunity for you to work for now, potentially multiple firms if you like the contract side of it. Um, be better compensated for it, because it is contract work, so it tends to pay a lot higher than your hourly 40-hour a week job. Um, and it gives you the opportunity to, kind of diversify a little bit. So if you're into multiple things, you can handle multiple jobs. Uh, Brett and James, if you'd like to hop in and elaborate a little bit more, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, I'll just try and be as quick as possible. I know it's not my strong suit, but for us, we saw this as really a new era of work in the future. So, our vision is where innovation, education, and opportunity are anywhere. And anybody has the ability to create a transformative impact in their industry and the world at large. So for us, what that means is being on the cutting edge of this. And we'll be the first to admit that we don't have all the answers. But one thing that Web3 has shown is that as a group, we now, just in this AMA, I would venture to say that we cover every time zone in the entire world. We've never met you guys in person, you've never met us, but we're talking about real world issues that are impacting people. And then imagine 6 months from now when there's 250 people on an AMA. And that's really what we're trying to be able to do together is create the ecosystem built for our community by the community. You guys are going to see and bring up different things that may end up tweaking the development cycle. And when we look at this, we want to give everybody the opportunity to find a way to make a living and support their family doing whatever it is they want. And whether it's AI and being able to embrace the future, being able to take advantage of opportunities that you may not even be aware of, or get connected with somebody that can teach you a skill or open a passion that you may not even know that you had. So, overall, definitely something that we look at long term. And in terms of being prepared, I think the best advice that I could give is just get connected with people, ask questions, be open to learning, be open to admitting you're wrong and that you don't know everything, and try and be very selective of where you join and where you take advice from. And so as we position ourselves as the premier Web3 community, we want to be we want to be able to connect you guys with subject matter experts that we know are legitimate. So if you want to know marketing, tokenomics, trading, investing, operations, community management, we're the hub where the future of work really gets built.
Okay, I just want to explain that just a little bit better, or just a little bit more. So basically, the wheel that Mark's about to spin, guys, is every week when we have these AMAs. It's every Monday this time. Um, the people that engage in the chat, the people that ask questions, the people that answer other questions, the people that come up with ideas, suggestions for us, anything at all of that engagement that you do every Monday gives you an opportunity to show up on this wheel the following Monday, and Mark will spin, and then we will choose a winner from the wheel, and you get a free Genesis Pass NFT, which will give you a lifetime pass to everything we just talked about, all of the uh, AI assistant functionality, all sorts of benefits for the platform. I can't even tell you how much value just from a dollar amount. I'm sure Brett could say from a dollar amount this is, but it's every week we give this away. So just engage, ask questions, and you get a chance to win.
Yeah, and as he's going to start spinning the wheel, I just want to I know I posted it a couple of times, but just to remind everybody that this will be up on our YouTube channel. Generally, it's up within a few hours after the AMA. So I know there were some people with audio issues. I know there were some people that came in late, but you can go back and listen to everything there. And yeah, just want to let you guys know that.
And while it's spinning, I'll answer that question, James. So I actually calculated, and in terms of total value, I approximate that each NFT is worth well over $10,000. So we'll be giving away between $100,000 and $250,000 in value prior to the mint being launched.
Crazy.
That's how
And
much we love our community.
all they have to do is come here, ask some questions, engage with us, be the best version of yourself here in this AMA every Monday, and you get a chance to win. That's crazy.
Oh, oh, it's getting close. It's getting close. Getting close. Go. Is it gonna stay? I Oh, it's still moving a little bit. Oh. There it is. Congrats.
Let's put some congrats in the chats, guys.
That's right.
Like, and this is the first, yeah? Second, yeah, this is the
Second.
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 Ah,
Yeah.
dang. Yeah. Okay, well, still, this is still historical. Like, I mean, these membership passes, guys, man, so cool that you guys are winning these. It's just so cool. Um, yeah, man, it's amazing. Lifetime membership right there. It's crazy.
Yeah, Blue won last week on their birthday.
No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's so
Think we didn't
awesome.
remember.
That's so good. Congrats, Blue, and congrats. Is that Xiao? 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 Xiao Yu? Xiao Yu? Fantastic. Congrats, Xiao Yu.
The Dev123, the way it works is that when we end this AMA, we'll go back through the chat, and as a team, we'll look at the engagement and we'll decide on who's going to be on the wheel for next week. For those that were already on it that didn't win, you will be added to next week. We'll make that announcement later this week on who's going to be available for the spin, and then it just repeats itself all the way up to the Genesis Pass. So we monitor everything. It's not, well, we do have a lot of AI. There are people behind this, and so we talk as a team, and there's no set amount to how many people will be on it. It's just as many people as engaged. We want to give everybody a fair opportunity.
All right. Thank you, Brett. Thank you, James. Thank you, Ryan, for this amazing AMA. And first of all, I'd like to say thank you everyone who came in, shared their question, thoughts, feedback, everything that there is to it around everything that we have here. We appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. But yeah, I'm going to hand it over to you guys before we go.
Just want to reiterate what Mark said. Thank you so much, every single one of you, for being here. All of the amazing questions. We couldn't be here. We wouldn't be here at all. Not at all without each and every one of you. There would be no point in having an AMA if you weren't here. So thank you so much for doing what you do and being an amazing member of our community. Thank you.
Agreed. Yeah, you guys make these so much fun. Feel free, even after this, in the general chat or in here, put in different questions or ways that we could be able to improve this. We do want to be able to keep this moving forward. And who knows, we may end up doing these on Twitter moving forward to have even more people.
All right. But yeah, but Ryan, before we go, do you have any notes from our amazing people here?
Yeah. Not to sound like a broke record with everything, guys, but thank you so much for attending. I know a lot of you take time out of your day to help us out and stuff like that, and whether it's in the channel or on socials and things like that. So I want to thank you for that. Also, I don't know, has just you could just put like a thumbs up or something like that in the channel here. Has anybody in here not done the Task On campaign to help you win XP, which will help you win a potential NFT there, as well as some USDT and some tokens in the future, as XP does turn into tokens. So if you have not done that, just give me like a thumbs up, even though it sounds kind of funny, and I'll post the link.
All right. While we're waiting, thank you guys so much.
All right, there's the link, guys. If you haven't done it yet, you can go there. Like I said, you could win NFT through doing tasks on there, which is they're very simple to do. You could win some USDT. You'll definitely gain experience points, and just to reiterate that, the experience turns into breast tokens in the future when we release a token. So let's go.
Let's go. But yeah, thank you guys so much. See you guys. Bye bye.
Bye, y'all.
See you guys.